Alright, today is going to be a very, very exciting day because today we are going to cook this big, beautiful hunk of top round beef roast. We are going to cook this with the power of the sun. That's right, solar powered cooking today in upstate New York. So, my first step is I'm going to drizzle quite a bit of olive oil in this dish right here. I'm going to roll this big hunk of beef in that olive oil and get it nicely coated. Actually, first I'm going to pat it dry, and then I'm going to coat it with olive oil. Then I'm going to sprinkle sea salt all around it. Just give it a nice little crust of sea salt, some freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to put this piece of beef at the bottom of this little ceramic piece here, and then afterwards we've got some 2 pounds of parsnips here and 3 or 4 turnips that are going to go in, along with a few of these red sweet peppers, and I'm probably going to put in a little bit of cabbage, maybe a head of cabbage, and that's going to be our vegetables for this recipe. And we're going to try to cook this with the power of the sun, so strap on your seatbelt. It's going to be exciting. Alright, our big, beautiful roast has been washed off, rinsed off, patted dry, and then coated with some olive oil, combination of regular olive oil and some extra virgin olive oil, and then covered with a little bit of sea salt. And now we're going to start adding our vegetables. I want the flavors of the peppers and the beef to combine the best, so I'm going to add the peppers on top, and I'm going to cut these up, and then I'm probably going to start adding the root vegetables, the parsnips and the turnips, and then lastly the cabbage on top. Alright, so this is the solar oven, and we're going to cook our pot roast in this solar oven today, hopefully. And I've already got it out here and I've been preheating it, and the temperature reads about 170 degrees already. So about a half an hour of preheating, and we're about 170 degrees. So I'm going to carefully open up this tempered glass door. Yeah, and it's definitely warm in here. Alright, I'm going to have to put the camera down as I move the roast in here. Okay, well, I put the roast inside and we are good. So we're just going to let the sun cook our meal. And this should probably, I figure this will take about 6 hours of sunlight. The cooking power of a solar oven, it's a lot more gentle than a regular oven. So I didn't add any water to this whatsoever. I'm going to add the natural water which is in the turnips and the beef, naturally kind of steam and cook this meal, but there is no added water whatsoever, because actually in a lot of times in solar cooking the result you have will be rather will be a lot more watery than you would be than would a recipe that you used in a regular oven, because the really hot air tends to force moisture out of the food, and the gentle heat of solar cooking doesn't do that. It doesn't force the water out of the food and dry it out. So everything that you cook in a solar oven should be, you know, just super moist and just lovely. And just opening this door for a minute to put in the roast, I lost 25 degrees, it looks like, and maybe that thermometer is still falling. But yeah, we'll kind of keep an eye on this, and it's adjusted pretty well right now. You adjust it by, you know, making sure that the shadows are even on the sides, and you know, there's a little leg in the back to help you incline the solar cooker to an angle which the sun's coming in. So I'm hoping this is pretty decent. I'm going to adjust this every half hour to 45 minutes to get just the very best temperature range for this meal, and I'm quite excited. I wanted to have this for camping, and because I feel this would be it's like having a slow cooker, which is doesn't need any electricity or anything, which you could have at camp. And one downside, of course, is you do need fairly decent sunlight. It can deal with some indirect sunlight, some partly cloudy, but it's certainly not going to do much on a mostly cloudy day. So it really does need the good sunlight, and it's really nice if you don't have a lot of trees and a lot of wood. I mean, if you've got trees and wood, then you really don't need anything like this, I don't think. This is really more for urban areas, maybe camping, this kind of thing, where, and if the energy sources that you're accustomed to, if they go down or if they fail, if natural gas, electricity goes down or fails, this is a nice alternate energy means to cook your food. And you can do this in the winter, as long as the boxes are insulated really well. These will cook just fine in the winter time. You might get 10 or 20 degrees difference in the maximum cook temp. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. So, and hopefully in a little while I'll get a video of exactly how this turned out.